Hello everyone, welcome to Educ 107. I am Britlange and Dahan, a student from Central Mindanao Colleges. So I am here to share with you all the knowledge and lessons that I've learned in this course subject, especially the topics. So let's start. So what is organizational processes? Organizational processes is all about organizing plans, collecting of tasks and activities, and also a process that could help you achieve your goals. It is the structure of organization as described in an organizational chart, not give any real identification of how it functions. To understand this, it is necessary to consider various processes that take place within the structural framework. So what is a structural framework? A structural framework is a strategy by setting a measurable goals, tasks, responsibilities, also setting deadlines, system, and procedures. So here are some strategies that could help you improve your organizational processes and also help you achieve your goals inside your organization. Next is teamwork. Teamwork should create communication, build relationship, and decision-making process. Of course, when we are in a team, we should create communication and build good relationship to our team so that it is easy for us to achieve a certain goal. Next is leadership. In a team, it needs a leader. So the leader must have the ability to lead people, to manage people, and guide them. Also, power. Power, it is to influence your people, to motivate your people, and direct them. And a leader must have that skills. Next is politics and conflict. Every individual have different interests, different perspectives, especially when it comes to politics. And this might cause conflict of goals or agendas. To avoid this, we should learn to respect each other's differences. Next is interaction and networking. Creates communication, exchange information, and lastly, communication. So let's move to group behavior. Group behavior. Organization consists of group of people working together. Interactions take place within and between groups, and the degree to which these processes are formalized vary according to the organizational context. So we have three types of group. First is formal group. What is formal group? Formal group is a permanent and under one supervisor. For example, a finance group. They are permanent under the chief financial officer at an organization. That is formal groups. Second is informal group. So what is informal group? It is formed by members themselves. Example, in your workplace, you have a group of people who get together to help each other's project, like a group of people who shared common interest. Lastly is channels of communication. Channels of communication talks about how communication works to people and inside the organization. So we have 5 types of communication network. First is wheel of network. What is wheel of network? So wheel of network, it is the leader deliberately controls the line of communications and makes sure that the information reaches all in the group. So the leader has the information. He or she sends this to each members, while the members cannot communicate to each other. Only the leader and the member. Next is chain network. This network is suitable when the information to be passed is legally correct. So under the chain pattern, the information flows either up or down the line. Each person gets the information from his immediate superior and then passes it to their immediate subordinates. Likewise, the chain gets created and all the members get connected to a single person, typically the leader. Next is circle network. The network is one of the decentralized form of communication network wherein the information is shared equally among all members. Each person gives and receives information from 2 or more persons in the network. Under this pattern, each member has the equal chance to participate. For example, your boss called a meeting to all the heads or leaders in every department to discuss or to share some information. So everyone will receive equal information and also have the chance to participate. Fourth is free flow network. Under this pattern, everyone is connected to each other and the information can flow freely from anywhere in the organization. It is the most decentralized form of formal communication. The distinct feature of this communication pattern is that all persons in the group are linked to each other and can freely communicate with anyone they want. Of course, when we are in the organization, not all in the information can be shared to anyone or can be talked inside the room, because there are some informations that is exclusively from the leaders or the heads. But this kind of communication network, you can share information, talk this information to anyone inside the organization. Lastly, inverted V communication. In this network, the subordinate is allowed to communicate with his or her immediate superior as well as with the superiors. But take note, the communication between the subordinate and the superior is limited. So let's move to task and maintenance function. So what is task? Task is a piece of work assigned and act to be finished within a certain time. So task includes initiating, information seeking, diagnosing, opinion seeking, evaluating, decision making. Next is maintenance. Maintenance is encouraging, compromising, peacekeeping, clarifying, summarizing, and standard setting. So let's move to group leader. A leader is essential. The style adopted by the leader affects the way the group operates. If the leader is respected, this will increase group cohesiveness and its ability to get things done. So here are some functions that we could encounter inside the group. First is group ideology. In the course of interacting and carrying out tasks and maintenance functions, the group develops an ideology. So what is ideology? It is a set of beliefs or principles within a group. This body of beliefs influences the way individuals think, act, and view the world. Next is group cohesion. If the group ideology is strong and individual members identify closely with the group, it will become increasingly cohesive. Group norms or implicit rules will evolve which define what is acceptable behavior and which is not. In this stage, the members started to create communication and build relationship to their team, and also they learn how to respect each other's differences. Last is reference group. Reference group, it consists of a group of people with whom the individual identifies. So reference groups provide individuals with a basis of reference and evaluations of their attitudes and beliefs. Also, they act as a source of inspiration and aspirations for people to live up to and work towards. Lastly, help us shape our values in terms of what we think is right or wrong. So let's move to group development. We have 4 stages of group development. First is forming. Forming is a first stage where everyone in the group is getting to know each other. So this will start the anxiety, dependence on the leader, and feeling to find out the nature of the situation and the task, and what is acceptable behavior. Second stage is storming, where there is conflict, emotional resistance to the demands of the task, resistance to control, and even rebellion against the leader. In this stage, team members are in the process of learning how to work together. As team members begin collaborating, conflict may arise, whether that's from clashing of personalities or principles. The third stage is norming. When group cohesion is developed, norms emerge, views are exchanged openly, mutual support and cooperation increase, and the group acquires a sense of identity. In this stage, things begin to settle down, and each member starts to build relationship. At this stage, they become more familiar with their teammates and even their work styles. The last stage is performing, When interpersonal problems are resolved, roles are flexible and functional. There are constructive attempts to complete tasks and energy is available for effective work. At this stage, your members are working together at their highest potential. Also, your team will have workflows enabled to achieve team's goals, shared common goal to reach together. So let's move to teamwork. A team is a small number of people with complementary skills who are committed to a common purpose, performance goals, and approach for which they hold themselves mutually accountable. So here are some characteristics of effective teams. Number 1. Teams are the basic units of performance for the organizations. They join together the skills, experiences, and insights of several people. Second, teamwork applies to the whole organization as well as specific teams. It represents a set of values that encourage behaviors such as listening and responding cooperatively to points of views expressed by others, giving others the benefit of the doubt, providing support to those who need it, and recognizing the interests and achievement of others. Third is teams are created and energized by significant performance challenges. Fourth, teams outperform individuals acting alone in a large organizational groupings, especially when performance requires multiple skills, judgment, and experiences. Teams are flexible and responsive to changing events and demands. They can adjust their approach to new information and challenges with greater speed, accuracy, and effectiveness. Last, high-performance teams invest much time and effort exploring, shaping, and agreeing on purpose that belongs to them, both collectively and individually. They are characterized by a deep sense of commitment to their growth and success. So it is very clear that a team is very important inside the organization because they help a lot. The last is dysfunctional teams. Dysfunctional teams are toxic behavior that we need to avoid inside our organization. So here are some characteristics of dysfunctional teams. First is the atmosphere can be strained and formalized. It's like that you are not comfortable with your group or you are not welcome with your group. Second is either there is too much discussion that gets nowhere or discussion is inhibited by dominant members of the team. Talking too much information or discussing some information that is not connected to your task or activities will lead to conflict, and that will cause a problem inside your team. Next is team members do not really understand what they are there to do and the objectives or standards they are expected to achieve. So when we're going to share information with our team, it should be concise and direct to the point so that they will understand easily what is the purpose and what is the goal. Next is people don't listen to one another. We cannot finish a task or activities and can't even achieve a certain goal if we don't listen to one another. So we should listen. Disagreements are frequent and often relate to personalities and differences of opinion rather than a reasoned discussion of alternative points of view. Decisions are not made jointly by team members. Next is there is evidence of open personal attacks or hidden personal animosities. Animosities is like dislike or hatred towards a person. Next is people do not feel free to express their opinions. So we should allow our members to share their thoughts, ideas, express their opinions in order for us to create a better solution in finishing or achieving a certain goal. Individual team members opt out or are allowed to opt out, leaving the others to do the work. So in working hours, we should strictly check our members, and a member should do their job and help their team. Next is there is a little flexibility in the way in which team members operate. People tend to use a limited range of skills or specific tasks, and there is a little evidence of multitasking. In this situation, the members should not depend because this will cause trouble and delaying in achieving your team's task. Next is the team leader dominates the team. More attention is given to who takes control rather than to getting the work done. Lastly, the team determines its own standards and norms which may not be in accord with the standards and norms of the organization. Not respecting the standards and norms of the organization will lead to conflict and a chance to remove you in the organization. So we should learn to respect and learn to separate your personal life to your work. That's all my report. I hope you learned something from me. Thank you.